139 years ago today, on April the 27th of 1887, a voice was born in America. It was a remarkable voice of the Christian faith. Born in Los Angeles, Charles E. Fuller. As we celebrate this anniversary, let us reflect on the profound impact he made as a radio evangelist, a dedicated Baptist minister, and a visionary educator. Imagine, if you will, turning in every Sunday to hear a voice that inspired hope, rejuvenated spirits, and brought the message of Christ into countless homes in America. It isn't amazing to see someone touched of God to reach so many with the message of Jesus the Christ. This voice that belonged to Charles E. Fuller, he also was inspired to be the founder of the beloved old-fashioned revival hour. You see, each week, an estimated 20 to 30 million listeners eagerly anticipated his program, where the timeless doctrines of Christianity were woven in such powerful messages that resonated deeply with people of all walks of life. And is that not the message of Christ? Go out into the world and share the good news. You see, Fuller's journey into the world of evangelism, it didn't begin with some grand ambitions, but with a deep desire to share the good news, the gospel. Go out into the world and share the good news. His commitment to spreading this good news was rooted in a personal faith that transformed his life into the man he became. As a minister, Fuller, he understood that people were seeking answers. They were seeking comfort and a sense of community during uncertain times. Much like today, people haven't changed. They're still seeking the same thing. So he passionately reached out to them, utilizing radio as a tool for evangelism long before it became commonplace. Matter of fact, most were speaking against radio. But God inspired the man to step out in faith and do something the majority was not doing. The old-fashioned revival hour became a beacon of hope and revival. It was often described as a spiritual lifeline for many. You see, Fuller's dynamic preaching style and the combined with heartfelt hymns and testimonies, it created an atmosphere where listeners felt connected to God and connected to one another, family. And his message, all of them were tailored not just to entertain, but to inspire action from his listeners, encouraging families to gather in prayer, individuals to reflect on their spiritual journeys, and communities to come together in faith and the common cause of sharing the good news. So I think about Fuller's legacy. It didn't stop with the radio waves. You see, in 1947, he co-founded Fuller Theological Seminary in Pasadena, California. It was a groundbreaking institution literally aimed at training future leaders for ministry.
Beneath the palms of the city of angels, a child was born to the citrus groves, where the Pacific breeze meets the mountain range, and the golden dust of the valley flows. He walked the rows of the orange trees with a heart as wide as the western sky, not knowing then that a simple breeze would carry his words to the souls on high. In the quiet hum of the California sun, a purpose started to take its shape, for the work of the faith had just begun. With no mountain peak he couldn't escape. Oh, the old-fashioned revival hour is calling across the airways, through the valley low, like a gentle rain on the dry earth falling, setting aglow. From the Long Beach shore to the distant plain, a voice that echoes with a holy light, healing the spirit and the hidden pain, bringing the morning to the darkest night. He took the pulpit to the radio tower, in a world that struggled through the Great Depression. He spoke of grace and the Spirit's power, making a humble and bold confession. From the municipal auditorium floor, the choir sang out with a heavenly sound. They opened up every listener's door on the holy ground where the lost are found. He wasn't a man of the neon lights, just a servant of the ancient word, guiding the flock through the lonely nights until every corner of the land had heard. Oh, the old-fashioned revival hour is calling across the airways, through the valley low, like a gentle rain on the dry earth falling, setting the weary heart aglow. From the Long Beach shore to the distant plain, a voice that echoes with a holy light, healing the spirit and the hidden pain, bringing the morning to the darkest night. Not for the glory and not for the fame, but for the seminary built on the rock, carrying forward the Master's name, guiding the steps of the growing flock. From the canyon deep to the city street, the message remains forever the same, where the mercy and the sinner meet, kindling the spark of a sacred flame. Rest now, traveler of the air, the broadcast echoes in the silent hall, a legacy of faith and prayer, answering the highest call, answering the highest call.
What a speciality of discipleship God had given this man. And the seminary, it quickly became known for its commitment to scholarly excellence and its emphasis on holistic Christian education. It has influenced countless of pastors, missionaries, and lay leaders who furthered the gospel for the glory of God in diverse contexts around the globe. And you know, what is truly inspiring about Fuller's work is that it exemplifies, man, how God can use our unique gifts to impact the world. Is he using yours? Are you submitted to what God has called you to do? Whether it's through speaking, writing, or even technology of radio, TV, internet, so much more. The core message is still going to remain the same: sharing Christ's love with others. Today, let this remind you of the importance of using your voice, just like Fuller did, in whatever platforms are available to us. Whether it be in a stick building, or whether it be in the bits and the bots of the internet. So as you and I think about Fuller's journey, I'd like you to ask yourself, how can I share the hope of Christ in our modern world? Am I utilizing my gifts in ways that honor faith and uplift others? So let's you and I allow this anniversary to serve as a call to action, a reminder that the message of love, hope, and redemption are just as vital as today as they were 139 years ago when Charles E. Fuller was born. Now look, if you've ever been touched by a sermon, a song, or even a conversation that drew you closer to faith, think about the ripple effects of sharing those experiences with others. Fuller's life encourages you and I to be modern-day heralds of the gospel. Just as he reached millions through those airwaves, we too have the opportunity to reach an audience through social media, through podcasts, through blogs, or simply by sharing our testimonies with those around us. Doesn't have to be complicated. Doesn't have to be a building. You see, the legacy of Charles E. Fuller is a shining example of what can happen when just one person, grounded in faith, desires to dream big and act boldly. Today, let's you and I honor his memory by committing to spreading that good news in our own unique ways that God has given. So join in. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about how can you be a voice of hope in your community today. Let's talk about it. And I want to tell you, I have an extremely large presence online, through social media, through printed resources that people can download, to videos, to books written. And I'm not out there trying to make money off God's people. I give all this away. Why? Because I just want to share the good news. And I reach tens of thousands of people every day. Every day, 7 days a week. And so can you. Think about what you can do to glorify God and to represent the kingdom of God and to share that good news with a lost and hurting world.